Hello, members and guests of the Rushville FFA chapter. I am Koleson, and I have had the absolute wonderful privilege of serving as the National FFA President this year. It's been a weird year for sure, but I wouldn't change it for the world because it's opened up so many windows of opportunity to be able to engage with our FFA membership, which has now exceeded 760,000 FFA members around the country, of course the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico, and be able to engage in moments like this, which are super special for me. And it's such an honor to join you today for your member celebration. And what better way to celebrate than with one another, and what better time to celebrate than right now. Right now. Today, where we can embrace the moment that we have been given and make the absolute most of this year that we have ahead of us. We have so much time on our hands as FFA members this semester to really enact some real change in the community around us and continue to be a positive light. And on that note, I just want to share a very special thank you from the entire National FFA officer team because of your choice, your conscious decision to make right now something to celebrate. So we can begin to step into tomorrow with fresh eyes, a new perspective, and excited hearts as FFA members at all of the opportunity that lies ahead for us who are willing to make now a special and celebratory time. Now, I remembered when I was in high school going through my FFA experience, one of the first times I ever really branched beyond the four walls of the classroom. I was a junior in high school at the time, and I had an opportunity to travel out to Des Moines, Iowa. And those of us who are kind of becoming more experienced in FFA, and as we become more involved, we realize FFA really, it helps you understand what you're a part of. Of course, we talk about 760,000 members. That is everywhere. And it's so vast and so large, and the industry that we represent and advocate for is so amazing. It's so humbling to be a part of. Now, with that, I was able to be a part of the World Food Prize in Des Moines, Iowa. And so I fly all the way out to Des Moines, Iowa, and if we're not too familiar with the World Food Prize, it's kind of like the Nobel Peace Prize, but for agriculture. And I'm sitting in this room, probably about the size of a normal banquet. I know y'all are one of the largest chapters in Indiana, so imagine kind of a banquet of your setting in a typical year. And I'm kind of lined up with the other students next to me. Ambassador Quinn of the World Food Prize stands behind the mic. He taps on it a couple times. He gets our attention. He says, "Ladies and gentlemen, of the men and women in this room alone, more lives have been saved than anywhere else in the entire world combined." Now, let that sink in for a second. More lives have been saved by those people in that room than anywhere else in the entire world combined. 7+ billion people. And, of course, me just sitting there, I'm like, who am I sitting next to? It's kind of crazy to think about. But Ambassador Quinn went on to say something really, really special. And this is what I wanted to leave with all of you. He said, "Act now, and you could save a life by sunrise tomorrow." Think about that. If these people in the room, the reason why the industry that we represent, the reason why our organization is so incredible is because we are surrounded by individuals who are willing to make now something to celebrate. They are willing to make now something that becomes actionable, that we take a hold of and that we run with. Act now, we can save a life by sunrise tomorrow. Act now, and we can serve the community around us. We say in FFA that we are providing the next generation of leaders who are going to change the world. And whether that world is our chapter right there, that world is our home, that world is our state, our country, the world itself, whatever it looks like, it all holds equal value and importance. Act now, and we may very well open a door into a world of opportunity that we never even knew existed. My ag teacher always said that there's no such thing as a backup plan, there's simply forward plans. One door opening up to 100 more. But all it takes is our conscious decision, our choice to say right now, right here, I am going to choose to act now. And so we understand the importance and the relevance of it, but how do we actually act now? How do we make that a reality in our life? When the phone rings, we answer the call. When opportunity comes knocking at the door, we're there to meet it with a smile. Because as FFA members, we know now is the best time to take a hold of any opportunity that comes our way. And though it might be a little bit uncomfortable at times, we don't always need to say yes. Like the same thing as I was going through that experience of the World Food Prize, it wasn't a super fast, oh yes, absolutely, I would absolutely love to go. It was, sure. I said, sure. I was willing to take a step and a leap of faith and say, you know what, maybe something can come out of this. And I'm so glad I did, because through that experience, I learned the importance of acting now and the impact that it can not only have on the lives of the people around us, but our life. Not just as FFA members, but the person who also wears this jacket. We always say that, the most important things on this jacket isn't right here. It's not the name. This changes. There's been, 92 plus national presidents before myself. And I stand on the shoulders of many people who came before me. But what matters the most for everyone who wears this jacket are the two things right here. The FFA emblem and the heart, the person you are, and the unity that this jacket brings to all of us to be able to realize the relevance and importance of acting upon the opportunities we have in front of us. And what greater honor and privilege do we have to be able to do that? We know the importance of acting now. We understand its relevance and how we can really put that into action, that maybe when our advisor comes up to us, we say, sure. And maybe that'll open up a door to 100 more opportunities. But what can it look like? And where do we go from here? There was a radio personality back in my home state of Ohio, so literally right next door, grew up in Springfield, just kind of about east of Indianapolis, maybe 2 hours. And this radio personality, he was on Ohio AgNet, so he just covered all of the agricultural broadcasting around the state. He was very popular. He would probably be similar to Gail Cunningham in Indiana. In Illinois, he's kind of like right there on the border. Some of us might be super familiar with Gail Cunningham. When I visited Indiana State Convention 2 years ago, I was able to meet him then. And it was a really special opportunity. But the point is just super popular, super well-known radio personality in agriculture. And he shared something as I kind of came on the air one day. And the unique thing about him, though, is that he himself was a past state president of Ohio, working in this radio industry. And he worked with other FFA members. But some were state officers, some became national officers, some were chapter officers, some were members, some ended up becoming teachers. The point was for him, and what he strongly believed, is that no matter what direction you pursue, your decision alone, just to act upon it, and find that plan and work with that plan, was the most important thing that you could do. And he said that right there on the air. And I think this is the important thing as we understand how can we really implement what it means to turn now into a verb, something that we act upon. We have to find the plan that works for us and work that plan. We have to act now on that plan. Your advisors, your officers in the chapter, other leaders in the community, they're going to push you to kind of get outside of your comfort zone. There's going to be new opportunities coming down the road, and maybe you don't really want to say a complete yes. Maybe it is just a sure. But the point is that we have a choice to just act upon it. We can find the plan that works for us and work that plan. If it's a lot of FFA, if it's a little FFA here and there, whatever it is, the point is that we're making a conscious decision to be a part of an organization that is unlike any other in the world. And I don't just say that as National President Koleson McCoy. I've been able to have the wonderful privilege to be a part of this organization for now 6 years. And what we are working with here, folks, is not like anything else in the world. I'm not exaggerating. It's really humbling to consider the opportunity that we have and almost the responsibility that we have to not let that slip from our grasp, to make the most of it, to act now, to find a plan that works for us and continue to work with that plan always. And the important thing that I would love to note with that is that whether it is a lot of FFA, whether it is a little FFA, whatever that plan is, you are welcomed here, your presence is desired, your input is valued. Please never forget that. There's not a day that goes by that my team does not advocate directly for you all and everything that happens at the National FFA Center at 6060 FFA Drive there in Indianapolis. Everything that we do stems from the ground up and y'all's decision to progress this organization in the direction that you all believe we should head. And that is defined entirely upon the culture that we build and we hold ourselves to, the standards that an FFA member believes in there at the chapter level. And I am so thankful that I have been able to have the chance and honor to work with all of you, to share a little bit of time together. And I encourage you all to act now by finding the plan that works for you, working that plan, and never forgetting that there are people who may challenge you and encourage you to leave that comfort zone because they see something in you and they believe in you. And you can never go wrong with trying something new. Remember that one door will always open up to 100 more. Now, I understand that the Hoosier degrees are up next, which is super exciting. Congratulations to all the award recipients throughout this member celebration that we are having together. And I know those are FFA members, every single one that are being recognized, who are very deserving of the recognition that they are getting this evening. So my round of applause to all of you. Of course, our hats go off to you at the FFA Center. The National Officer Team, we all send our regards your way. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this experience with all of you. Wishing you the best during this school semester, and can't wait to hopefully see you all at the first ever virtual national convention this year. Can't wait. Thank you all so much and have a great year.